Welcome to another episode where we spill the tea on all things flea. From wild vendor stories to incredible finds, we're bringing you the voices, treasures, and secrets of the flea market world. So grab a seat and let's dive in. This is you, me, and the flea. What's up, Flea fam? Welcome back to another episode of You, Me, and the Flea. Happy Thursday. Whoa, it has been a absolute, I feel like, whirlwind of a couple weeks just with like everything going on and just like a heaviness of the world, right? And I know we're all kind of feeling it. So, obviously this isn't the place for me to address any of those issues, right? Like, not my wheelhouse or forte. Now, if it was flea markets, I would chime in, but how are we all doing? Let's do like a little wellness check. Wanted to do something a little bit more lighthearted today. So let's do what we do here. Talk flea, talk shopping, have a little fun, and escape from it for a little bit. The first thing though, I do want to bring up and chat about is we are having an event this upcoming week. It is coming, the event day is actually not a flea market day. It's going to be at our Alsip location, and it's called the Great Expo event. And so basically we are inviting any and all enthusiasts of camping, fishing, outdoor exploring, hikers, like all the things, to basically come shop around for like all the items that you would use to do all those things. Boats, calling all boaters too. We have like secured quite a few pretty solid vendors, and so hoping to get a few more too. So if you're listening to this and know of someone that either could sell items of this sort or would be interested in kind of scoping out some of this stuff, come on down to our Alsip location. It's going to be Friday, September 26th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Which is kind of funky, right? I know this isn't a day normally that Alsip is open, but we wanted to extend it and specifically kind of focus on that, on this event, on a specific day. So that's why we kind of like left it on a day of its own. And then also we're doing 9 to 6 so that folks kind of have a little bit more time to shop. So if you do get off at 5, you have time to come check it out. Surprise, we are also going to have Topo Chico there. So representatives from the brand will be passing out free samples. I believe they have like some sort of new product that they want us to try. So come down and do that. If any of that doesn't interest you, come walk around and try some Topo Chico, will ya? It is $1 to get into the event for admission, and then $25 if you are interested in being a vendor. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to check out our social media. Again, this is just for the Alsip location, so check that out. And then also, if you have, like I said, if you do have any questions or want to be a vendor or whatever, reach out to me via email, info@swap-O-Rama.com, for more details. But should be fun. We're really excited. We haven't done any of this before, something like this before, but I think it's exciting. I think it's a fun, I don't want to say trendy, because I mean, it's always been fun and cool to do all those things, but we're seeing more and more of them and we like love it. So yeah, what way to celebrate than to host it ourselves. So come on down, the Great Outdoor Expo, Alsip Swap-O-Rama, September 26th. Okay, so as I mentioned, wanted to keep today's episode kind of fun and lighthearted, and I know you love these, and I know I love doing these. So today we're just going to do some super fun hot takes as related to flea markets, retail, and of course we have to throw some random things too to discuss, as always, because you know I can't just talk fleas. We got to talk about some things I like too, right? All right, so Here we go, jumping right in. The first one is resellers get too much hate. They're just making flea markets more mainstream. All right. Resellers. Okay. This is not something like I would be good at, being a reseller, whether you're some sort of collector and then super passionate about, I don't know, sports cards, let's say, for example. I know resellers will buy it, at a low cost and then obviously upsell it because they actually know what some of these things are valued as. I don't think they're making markets more mainstream. I just think that they know what they should be getting for their product. Um, some of that stuff is outrageous. Like, it's crazy what some people will pay. And so I think if you're not used to that and you're not accustomed, or generally like if you're like me and just have no knowledge, then yeah, some of these price tags might scare you. But I don't think I don't think they're doing anything wrong. So yeah, I do think that resellers get too much hate. That's definitely a hot take I would agree with. Okay, another hot take is thrift flipping is modern day entrepreneurship. And it should be celebrated. I actually would agree with this. I think it used to be like so much more advertised. There was literally that show like Flea Market Flip that was like so super successful for a lot of seasons actually. But yeah, people would definitely always just praise folks about like buying something and then like priming it and, you know, posting it the next day or something. And I was always like, wait, literally that person just changed the hardware and painted something. Um, but like everyone would be like, "Oh my gosh," like it just kind of streamlined and started this like era of like the DIY thrifting rage again, which I think should be happening. I think it's really fun and really cool when people repurpose stuff. Like I absolutely, specifically if you did watch that show Flea Market Flip, or yeah, I think that's what it was called, Flea Market Flip. Um, and people would literally buy like baskets and make like chandeliers out of them. Like it was so good. The creativity people had and like I don't know, it was just so cool to see. Or specifically to like I know at our Florida markets have this, and then we had um one seller I think at like our Alsip location and our Peatone location when we did that. Vendors would like buy these like old sort of like metal objects, if you will. So for example, like forks, old mufflers, like anything made of like steel or metal, and create like cool artwork from it. Like I'm talking like an old saw and it would like turn into like this shark. Like just insane creativity that I do not have. So I am obsessed. And then of course they start like businesses out of these things, right? Like flipping is a true, I mean, if you're able to do that stuff, I've seen in my hometown, there's a bunch of like thrift stores where, they'll buy like an old bookcase and completely refurbish it and actually make a living off of doing that, right? Because everyone wants cool, one of a kind items, but might not have the time or the creativity like me to like get something like that done. So, yeah, so they're willing to do it. And it's a whole other ball. And that's not even touching like some of these other things that people are um making incomes out of. So, yeah, I think it's super cool. Okay, next one. Buying fast fashion new is out. Basically, secondhand Y2K finds are the real trend. I think this is like come up before. Fast fashion. I do have I do typically fall into things of like falling for fast fashion, right? I mean, we're human, we all do it. You see somebody like advertising something and you're like, okay, add to cart. Um, so I wouldn't say me personally, I'm not like tempted by these things because I am. And I definitely still buy new, but I do think a lot of people are transitioning to better brands or like better quality, or if you don't want to spend a ton of money, let's say on like, I'm thinking like a hoodie or a sweater for coming up. Like if you don't want to spend that money, people are thrifting or secondhanding those things. And they are feeling better if they are buying fast fashion, not new, right? Like I know a lot of people in my life that love thrifting and will get their fast fashion secondhand and they feel better about it. So yeah, I don't know. Y2K trends is very interesting that they're coming back because I know a lot of folks who have held on to some of their things and they're very trendy now. So, lucky for you guys. Okay, next one. Casualty vendors are losing customers in today's world. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, like at our flea market, I don't think this is true. I still think cash is king. Now, there are some vendors that are smart and have like their Zelle, their Apple Pays, Venmo, things like that, kind of ready to go, and they have like signs, on their booths that are like, we accept this payment. Um, a lot of the ones inside they'll have Square and things like that, but I still think like the majority of our vendors, I would say like 95% are still solely cash only. Um, and I think that that's what like keeps the flea market so unique and like makes it an actual experience that people like to do, right? Because like you're also able to like stay on your budget, if you will, because it's like, oh, okay, like I can only spend $45, $50, $60, whatever the number is, and that's what you come in with, and like, unless you go to the ATM, which we do have, that's kind of all you're spending. And that's how it used to be, right? Before like debit cards and credit cards, like that's how I used to shop. And gosh, now you're just like, well, what's another 20? What's another 50, right? So I don't know. I think this is an interesting one. I don't think people are losing customers because, you know, like I said, they do have these alternatives and they'll figure out a way to get it for you. They will go to the ATM for you. Like they will find a way to get paid and get your cash or make a deal. So yeah, I don't know. I think it keeps our flea market fun and fresh, that's for sure. So get your cash. We'll take the cash. Okay. Social media is making flea markets, quote, cool again, but also driving the prices up. Okay. Interesting. I do 100% agree with this. I feel like me as like in my feed a lot, like I'll see celebrities or influencers or so many people shopping farmers markets and flea markets all the time now. I think people are looking for like one of a kind items all the time. I think they're looking for affordable items all the time, whether you are a celebrity or not. So, yeah, I think social media is helping that look cool again. I also think there are so many brands doing really cool things with secondhand finds, whether it's, refurbishing things or I've seen like these really cool like vintage vending machines now where you can get like so many like old school knickknacks or like old school tech like in a vending machine, and that's like a business, and I think that's freaking cool, for example. Trying to think what other things. Oh, I mean, I even see like so many people going to like Goodwill and going through those bins, and like those videos go viral, and I don't know if it's just people liking people hunting like old school or what it is, or just seeing like what you can find because you never know what is it going to be in those bins. There are really, really, really good scores that people get. So, anyway, I do think social media is making markets cool, and I appreciate that. So, okay, next one. Malls are dead, flea markets are the new weekend hangout. Funny. We always keep saying malls are dead, malls are dead. I literally, you guys, I can't even tell you the last time I was at a mall. I was at like an outdoor mall, I think in Arizona, maybe a few years ago, but we literally only went to like the few specific stores that we needed and like we're in and out. So I think the ones that are still alive, like there's ones in the Chicagoland area, don't quote me. I think it's like Orland Park or something like whatever. And the ones that are there are thriving. But some of these other ones are really losing their gas. And I mean, if they haven't already, right? So, we're seeing so many storefronts kind of like dwindle or downsize or just close their doors altogether, for a variety of reasons, whether it was before COVID or recently, I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I think flea markets are the new weekend hangout. They always have been. I mean, it's a fun place to go. Especially in Chicago on a nice weekend. Like, don't at me. It's like the best thing. Like, grabbing your girlies, grabbing your friends, grabbing your family, and like spending a few hours at the flea market, like ice cold lemonade, just walking around, the best weekend thing to do. So I love this one. Okay. Next one, every flea market has its own personality, just like cities. I 100% agree, and that's because I've been now to some outside of this area. Um, and I think it just speaks to like the culture and the diversity of like the areas, right? So, I've been to a flea markets in Indiana, and I think like, it's more of a casual, more relaxed vibe. Like it definitely speaks to like the area around there, which I love. Because especially I grew up there. So it's like it's still diverse and cool, like in terms of like products that you'll find, but it's a little less loud and boisterous as ours here in the city, which I mean that correlates to a city, right? Like bustling and like loud and fun. Um, so yeah, so I would definitely agree. And then also like Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, they say, and that is true in terms of their flea markets as well. The Traders Village ones that I've seen, 2 out of 4 are insane, like absolutely insane. 10 out of 10 recommend, and they really do embody the cities of, the Houston area and Dallas Fort Worth. So I love those. I would say the same thing about Denver, the markets that we visited there. And yeah, just so many of the other ones too. Like it 100% just embodies where you're at. So no flea is the same. I mean, I feel like the like you'll everyone has the overall trends of like the same things that like vendors are selling and things like that. But man, the people, like our market in Florida. Wow, it's like a totally it's like a culture shock here, right? So anyway, yes, I agree. Every flea market has its own personality, and I love that for us. Okay, next one. People underestimate food vendors. They're often the heart of the market. Okay, I do agree with this. I feel like the same goes when you would go to a mall, right? Like you're the mall was only as good as the food court. Like if you did not have an Auntie Anne's, a Gloria Jean's, a Taco Bell next to Sbarro, like what kind of mall were you even in? You know what I mean? Like if you didn't have like a gyro next to a Chinese joint next to, tacos, then I feel sorry for you. And it really was the pulse. Even if you were just getting like chips and salsa or one slice of pizza or whatever, like everyone kind of needs that break or a coffee. Like there were some days I would literally be there at the mall for hours and would just grab like a frappuccino at the time. Like I don't know, there's just something about that. And specifically, we always got Auntie Anne's. That was like my favorite. So like pretzels with, the cheese, all of it. Like the little bites, those were the jam. And so likewise, I think it's the same thing for like the flea market. We take, I don't want to say we take them for granted, but there's just nothing like getting either a an ice cold drink or a fun like dessert to kind of snack on and share with your friends, or like popcorn, or, a good taco, or my gosh, a corn dog, like, something where you can like grab and like enjoy like something tasty while you're still shopping is elite. So yeah, I totally think the food vendors are underestimated and everyone should check them out for sure. Okay. A flea market visit should count as a legit cardio workout. Yeah. There are so many times, you guys, I'm just like, I will be at the flea market and then come back to my desk and be like, come back to my office and be like, why am I like so dead? And I'll look down and I've like done over 10,000 steps in like, a few hours time of being at the market. It's crazy. Like you really can like you're not realizing like how many steps you're doing and how like how literally it says like a cardio workout. I'm immediately thinking like sweating some days when I'm out there so bad, and it just feels like you're running back and forth. Oh, I've done that so many times too, where it's like you're running to one vendor or running back to another, or like, you're like halfway through the market and you're like, you know what? Buyer's remorse. You're just like, I should go back and get something, you can't stop thinking about it and you're going back and forth, whatever. I've seen, oh my gosh, when people go like back and forth to their cars, like if they find a deal and then like they need to go to their cars and come back, I've seen so many people do that. And I think that's like cardio in itself as well, too. So, yes, 100%. All right. Okay. Another hot take is influencers selling, quote, vintage stuff they just thrifted last week. Authenticity is overrated at this point. You know, I don't know. I feel like we're hating on influencers so much lately, and like they're just selling their products, right? Like whether it's vintage and they just bought it or whatever. Let's not hate on them, man. Like they're just doing their thing too. And I think like the key there is like as long as they are staying authentic, like do your thing, you know? That's how I feel about that. Okay. Celebrity thrift flips. We love watching them, and it makes the prices go up for regular shoppers. This is kind of one like we already like touched on, but I feel like anything a celebrity does, like it immediately just makes it something we want to do, right? Like, I don't know whether it's like something clothing related that they're buying or something drink related that they're buying, like you immediately want to get into it. So yeah, I mean, I love seeing what they're doing because it always like stimulates my brain into being like, oh, like I want to do that. Same thing with like when I watch, I mean, I immediately am just thinking of like shows I see on like HGTV. It's like, okay, I could never afford a home like that, for example, but it gives me like the creative like ability. Or if you are like a vendor, I mean, wouldn't you want to get like exposure from a celebrity? I mean, I think I would. So, anyways, yes, it makes prices go up because then it boosts the popularity, but overall, I just think it does really, really well. So, I'm not a hater on that. Okay. So next ones I have are a little bit more fun and lighthearted and not so shopping related, but let's see what I think here. Okay. Ranch is overrated. Hot sauce belongs on everything. Um I do think ranch is overrated, but I like it's just because I'm very picky about ranches. Like I don't love all ranch dressings, and so if I don't like it, then I'm not using it. But then I'm also a wuss for hot sauce. Like I'm very picky. I like very, very mild hot sauces. So I don't know. I do think ranch is overrated, but I also disagree that hot sauce should be on everything because I'm not a hot sauce girly that much. So, so there's that. All right, next one. Team Edward versus Team Jacob was never a debate. The was never a debate. Okay. Okay. I honestly, with each film, was very like torn each time. Um, I don't even know what I would pick these days. I mean, the obvious is Edward, in my opinion, but I loved. Jacob for a long time, and Jacob loved really, really hard. I just think Edward won her heart over first. And if you don't even know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, and you need to get out there very good. And while we're on this subject, are we Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah? The finale was yesterday, I believe. So, oh my gosh, what do we think there? Okay. Next one. The middle seat on an airplane is secretly the best if you're an introvert. Interesting. Okay. I can see how it would be because no one ever talks to the person in the middle seat. I don't know. Like, or you're also able to kind of like shut off in the middle seat because and I say that from like experience. I feel like everyone that, because I'm a window person through and through, like I cannot sit anywhere else other than the window. Um, but I can see where the middle seat person definitely just wants to be to themselves. I mean, you're already like annoyed that you're sitting there, so it's like, please don't talk to me, right? And sometimes like people get assigned there via like standby and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good spot for you. Okay, next one. The Office is funny, but Parks and Recs has aged better. Okay, I I'm not really sure on this one just because Parks and Rec I've only seen a few episodes. So I'd have to it's hard for me to compare, but what do you guys think there? What do we think of Parks and Rec? I feel like should I go back and maybe start that? It'd be a little fun in my household maybe this winter to start. Okay. Sweet popcorn like kettle corn or caramel beats salty popcorn at the movies. No way. No way. I do love kettle corn. I really, really do, but I feel like it's more of a treat. Um, I would never choose it over salty popcorn though. Like, and at the movies. Like, there's no way. Like, that bag of popcorn is like my meal at the at the movies. Like, I look forward to it. I like save those calories. Like, I am like in it at the movie theater. So, no, I will never choose caramel or kettle corn there. Okay, cold pizza for breakfast is an elite cuisine. I agree. I'm not like a super, super big pizza person. Like, I know there are some people that could literally eat pizza 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Not me. I have to really like be in the mood and I also like pizza that's like super plain. Like I can't do it with like a ton of stuff on it. Like I'm very like just cheese or like a meat or two. Like I can't have like a garden on there. And I love salads and I love vegetables. It's not my favorite on a pizza. Anyways, but cold pizza for sure. So good. And you could just grab it and go. Like I don't know. That's always tasty to me. Okay, texting over phone calls unless it's FaceTime. We've done this a ton before. I still kind of stand in the same spot of I will always, 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 always text over anything. Like that's just me. Um, I don't know, because I just love like typing things out. I even loved like T9 back in the day. Like I just loved texting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like a good FaceTime though is really good, but I hate when people FaceTime you unexpectedly. Like I prefer if somebody's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" and I'm like, "Oh, I'm at home," and then they FaceTime you or something because like I've gotten so many FaceTimes from friends like randomly when I'm like shopping or something and I just feel really rude doing it. Not that I don't want to talk to them at all, but it just feels awkward taking a call at some of those times. So anyways, a planned FaceTime, yes, sign me up. But otherwise, I'm going texting always. Okay. Long weekends should be the norm, not the exception. 100%. I feel like I would love either being off every Friday or every Monday. Like, there's just something about like that third day. Like, I feel like weekends more and more as I've like become an adult, like they're just so full. Like there's always, oh my gosh, and especially in the summer, but also in the winter too. Like there's always like a game or someone's hosting something or a wedding or a birthday or something. And it's like, then that following day, like that Sunday, let's say, it's like the only day then you have to like get things done. And sometimes places are closed or sometimes you have an event that day too. Um, so yeah, so sometimes I just feel like somebody needs that extra day or I don't know. I just so many more times like now when I'm like hosting a family member or like we have like something coming up, it's like I always need a day to like prep, whether it's my home or myself. So yeah, I feel like it should be the norm. Or maybe work from home that day. I don't know. Oh, next one. Apple Maps is better than Google Maps. Don't at me. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've used Apple Maps. I hate Google Maps. I will say that. I'm a Waze person through and through. Like I will always, always, always reach for Waze. Like that is, that is, God, I would love to see my my Waze like map over the years. I just feel like the places I've been. Um, but yeah, I feel like the other ones that I've used, like specifically Google, they were always just so slow, like updating. Like if I did a wrong turn or something like that, like I just feel like it never generated like a fast response. It might have it might be different now. I'm talking about I've literally been using Waze for years, so it hopefully is better now for you if you like it, but yeah, I'm a Waze person, so I disagree with that. Or well, yeah. I said what I said. I don't like either of them. Okay. The book is always better than the movie, no exceptions. Okay, I will say I was in a book club a few years ago. I miss my book club. If anyone's out there who wants to start a book club, let me know. But I will say every book I've read that has turned into a movie, um, 9 times out of 10, yes, the book is better. And it's for obvious reasons, right? Like you're emotionally high, you're reading it for the first time, you imagine it in your brain like going a certain way. And so, yeah, I think like nothing will take away from that experience, right? Like what you felt, like your emotions, for sure. Now, the books that I have seen that have turned into movies, I can't say I was ever like really let down by any. Like I'm such like an imaginative and like emotional person that nothing has let me down yet. Um like for example, one of the best books I think I remember reading is Where the Crawdads Sing. And that movie I thought really, really painted the pictures, at least that I was creating in my brain. Um, and so I thought it was like excellent. And same thing with like series, like, oh my gosh, Little Fires Everywhere. That was another good book that I read that turned into like a series, I think on Hulu, that was also so good. Like, anyways, I think it just depends on kind of like the scripts and like who they have playing them too. Like, if it's like a no-name character, I don't know, maybe you're not buying into it, but nothing, yes, nothing will ever take away from the book experience. So I believe that. Okay, TikTok trends die faster than they start, but that's what makes them fun. 100%. Especially being in the marketing space, you guys, like it is so tough because like I will see a trend and be like, oh, the next time I'm at the market, like I'm gonna do said trend and it's like dead and gone. Whether it's like a dance or like anything like that, like they just go so fast. Unless it's something so well known that you can like recreate, but yeah, it's like just really hard. It's like when you see something, you just got to do it right then and there, like put your own spin on it. So I agree. All right, last one, putting ketchup on your eggs should be a crime. Fun fact, I love ketchup on my eggs. I do. I don't do it all the time, but yeah, sometimes I'm like really into it. Like, I mean, especially if you have like hash browns, like I think that's what kind of does it because then you can like mix the bite of like hash browns, egg, and a little ketchup, sign me up. Who wouldn't want that? So, yeah. Anyways, happy hot takes, y'all. Um, yeah, like I said, this world is really weird right now. Things are like feeling a little heavy. Hopefully you get to smile today and hang out with some people that bring you some joy. Or and I will tell you the flea market will always do that for you too. Like weird plug, but I find myself like in tough situations all the time, like at work or something like that, or like I get a creative kind of block sometimes, or like sometimes you just need to walk away from life for just a few minutes. And so, anyways, I just love the way the flea makes me feel. And so yeah, I encourage you to kind of do that, right? Like any anytime you need like to walk or something, right? Or sometimes we're just like too much on our screens and it's nice to like just kind of talk to someone. And People at the Flea will do that for you, whether it's customers, whether it's vendors, like there's always a chat waiting to be had. Um, so yeah, so get out there, like get some air, relax, save some money, especially nowadays. So anyways, stay well, friends. And don't forget the great outdoor expo coming September 26th. If you're listening, make sure to head out. And if you have any questions, let me know. And as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. And I'll see you here next Thursday.